Hi. You kind of want
Hello everyone, welcome to AvgJoeWatchReviews, where we do more than just reviews. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and also click a like, which is the most charitable way to help support the channel. So today we're looking at the Tissot Swissmatic V8. And this watch is the white dial, and it actually has the rose gold accents, including the handset, the indices, and the crown. The crown itself has the T logo on it along with the coin edging. The other cool thing about this crown is the fact that you have to wind it backwards in order to wind the movement. This is not a screw down crown, and this is also not a hacking movement, as you could see here. Now, when we adjust the handset, I'd like to see where the date changes. So if we get into PM, here we go, and let's take a look to see where the date changes. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Right around 1250. I've never seen that in a watch before. Actually, pretty disappointed that that was the case. I don't know if I have a fluke here in my hands, but that is strange, my friends. So you pop it out one position, and that's where you could change the date. I always like to change the date right around the 6 o'clock position so that we are not engaging the date wheel, so that we're not going to mess up anything in the movement. And then we click it out one position, and this is where we can set the date. As you can see, it's going to take one full rotation of the crown before the date changes. There we go. So the handsets themselves, there is actually some lume on the first quadrant towards the tip of the hands, and then you've got the skeletonized portion that you can see through. The second hand has the Tissot logo as the counterbalance. And you do have the date window, which is color matched to dial, which is not difficult to do considering the dial is white and date wheels are typically white. So that's pretty easy to do. The outlining of the date window is indeed done in rose gold along with the indices. The indices are applied, and the only luminescence that you're going to see on this watch is the first quadrant of the hands. Nowhere else. Now, the bezel itself is fixed. This is not a rotating bezel, and this is not pretending to be a diver, so I don't have an issue with that. And it is an aluminum bezel insert. And it's fine. I have no issue with that whatsoever, since it does give you the minutes tracker on the outside as opposed to inside the dial. So not an issue for me right there at all. Now the case side, I'd like to show that off to you guys. There is brushing on the case sides, as you can see here, and it is a vertical brushing. And that is done on both sides. And let me just give you a little bit of a, there we go. So very nicely done. I do like that. And there is some polishing actually right here at the corners of the lugs. And then you've got some more brushing as well. You also have some polishing on the significant crown guards that protect this crown, and you definitely want this crown protected considering it's not a screw down crown. Now, I do have this watch on the I Wanna strap sailcloth strap with the red contrast stitching. The watch does come with this perforated leather strap branded by Tissot. but I wanted to give it a little bit of a sportier look and change up the look a little bit. So this strap definitely does that for me. If we take a look at the case back, we see that this is the 19 jewel Swiss made movement. This is the actual, the entry level movement from Tissot. As I stated earlier, this is a non-hacking movement, but I do like the black, you know, in the case back here, and it does kind of cover up the movement, but you do see enough of the movement to make it look interesting, and the black definitely is a different look than what you normally would see in a case back. So, you know, I actually have no issue with that. And you know, the rotor is not your typical Tissot decorated rotor, but it is actually more decorated than even some other watches in its price point. So again, not a problem there at all. Now, this is not a twist off case back. Actually, you actually can pop this off pretty simply and pressure fit it back on, just like a snapback or snap off case back. You typically would see a screw on case, but in this case, not so. The water resistance on this, I have to assume, here we go, don't need to assume, it's actually 330 feet, which is actually more than I expected from this watch, considering there is no screw down crown and the pop off case back, which you'll find in a typical field watch, such as the Hamilton Khaki, for instance. So definitely, you know, more than enough water resistance for a watch of this nature, since it's not a diver. So let's take a look at some measurements of the watch before we call it a day. This is coming in at a 42.5, so we're going to round that to 43 millimeters. Okay. Case thickness of a 13 millimeter, and our lug width is 22 millimeters. And I'll just give you that measurement real quick here. And that one is, as you can see, 22. And our lug to lug is indeed basically a 49.5 to 50. So I'm going to show it to you on a 7-inch wrist and show you that the watch fits on my wrist very, very nicely. There's no issue with a 7-inch wrist at all. Considering its size, it actually fits very well. You can see that the lugs do spill down pretty nicely, and they taper closely to the wrist, as you can see on a profile. So this watch definitely fits better than its measurements would allude to. So I hope you guys take a look at this watch, and also let me know down in the comments below, anyone that owns this watch, does your time or your date change around the time that mine did at 12:50? I've never seen a watch do that before, so I don't know if anybody could just tell me down below if they've seen that before in a watch. If so, what are your theories? You know, because I can't, you know, I have to assume that this couldn't have went past quality control with the date changing at that. So let me know down below what you guys think, and always remember that there's always time to be kind to one another. Please take care of each other, and I'll see you guys next time on Average Joe Watch Reviews. God bless, my friends.